So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to retire with $320,000 in Alberta specifically. So a new user had some great questions and I just wanted to walk through all of them and show you exactly how to plan out your retirement. Things get really difficult when you have a non-registered account. So I'm going to code this out pretty quickly, but essentially when you put a percentage in the input, and you can only do this when using an iPad, essentially the app will crash. So I'm just going to put an alert that says don't use a symbol or something like that, or just erase it for you automatically. But essentially you'll see an update and potentially a large update in the near future. So the first question goes, is the CPP and pension fields monthly or annual? So every input is monthly. Essentially the majority of Canadians look at their money monthly. Your mortgage is monthly. Most of your bills are monthly. Essentially that's just how most people look at it. But withdrawing all your money in one lump sum in January, I highly suggest it. It's just easier, rip off the band-aid. So the next question goes, what is the number in the top right of the screen? So that is how much RetireCan's predicting you're going to withdraw monthly the year you pass away. The next question goes, does the model attempt to draw my assets down to zero by the life expectancy age? That's exactly what the app's doing. It's spreading out your taxes throughout your lifetime so you can pay the least amount of tax and truly maximize your money. What is the monthly taxable recommendations trying to tell me? That I should withdraw $2,400 per month from my non-registered investments, and that would trigger $720 in capital gains before or after the 50% inclusion rate. So basically what the app's trying to tell you is if you're trying to create an income stream from your non-registered investments, that's how much you should withdraw each month. And to spread out your taxes, you need to trigger about $720 in capital gains every month. So this is the feature I'm going to code into the app in the future to hopefully make your life easier, because it is really difficult to trigger capital gains when you have multiple investments. So I'm going to walk you through an example here and show you how to use the outputs of the app with your investments. Alright, so if you want to take care of everything annually, you're going to have to multiply that by 12, but this is again a feature that I could add to the app if a lot of people want. Basically have it monthly or annually, just a little toggle so you can change either or. But essentially most people think of their money in monthly, like what comes in your account every month, that kind of thing. So all I did was multiply $720.32 by 12, and this is the most important number. These are your capital gains to spread out your taxes. So if you were getting exactly 5% returns like you put in the app, you should trigger $8,643.84 in capital gains this year. Now because we're using our investments for income, basically we need to pull out $28,812.96 to create an income stream. So the trick is you can have a withdrawal number higher than this number and you just buy back an ETF or a different stock. You don't want to have a wash sale, but essentially you have to trigger this amount of capital gains to spread out your income. So in this example, I use TD, Enbridge, Shopify, Bell, CP, and Loblaws. We have all the book values and all the market values. These are important in your non-registered accounts. And I also made another column, what are the capital gains and losses of each? So Shopify made a lot, TD had a money laundering scandal, so it lost some money recently. And essentially you need to sell from one or all of these different stocks. And this is where it gets really tricky. So let's just try Shopify. It has a lot of capital gains. Let's just sell only from Shopify. So that doesn't work. We don't have enough money to withdraw. So let's try another example. Let's try selling 50% of Enbridge and 50% of Shopify this time. So I want to make sure this number is 100%, but when I code the app, it will figure it out for you. So using this combination, we still don't have enough money to withdraw. So with this example, selling out of 5 different stocks, we finally have enough money to withdraw and trigger the correct amount of capital gains. And with the excess, you're just going to purchase a different investment. So the next question goes, the graph has no labels on the axes. So essentially I can put these in. It just looked a little better on the user interface, and the charts are interactive. Essentially wherever you tap, it will show you how much money you're withdrawing. So on the upper chart, this is showing you, yeah, you're taking out a little bit more money year by year, and essentially this is your after-tax income. This is after you pull everything out. This is including your pensions, everything. And this bottom chart is the inflation-adjusted number. And because you're not making an inflation adjustment as much as real inflation, which is around 3.3%, basically you lose a little bit of your buying power every year. So let me know if you feel these charts need to be more detailed, but essentially I always find less is more, giving you the power of a financial advisor and only giving you the outputs that you really need. Now the last question goes, I assume the app would tell me my provincial and federal tax rates, but again it said nothing about that. Why do I even select the province? So it's automatically calculating all your provincial tax rates. Essentially you do want to select the province that you live in. So you can see as we click different provinces, BC, Manitoba, Newfoundland, they're all different values because they all have different provincial tax rates. So when you're using the app, always double check your numbers, make sure you have the right province, make sure you have the right total investments, and this will show you, hey, if you're using your tax-free as retirement income, this is how much you should pull out every month, this is how much you should pull out every month, this is how much you should pull out every month. So if you have any ideas for features or maybe how to make the app a little easier to use, let me know, email me.